Angel, tell me a little bit about you.
Okay. My name is Angel YUHSD. I am a senior at SLHS High School. A little bit about myself is that I am the older brother of two. I have a younger brother. He's 10 years younger, exactly. He was born a day before. And I like to be the role model for him. Ever since he was born, I've always tried to excel at everything. So he looks up to me. And not only to my brother, I always like to set the example for the underclassmen. And I always try to leave a legacy at school so people can follow my steps and realize that everything is possible. And when you set yourself to high standards, you can accomplish with determination.
Very nice. You said you'd like to be a role model for your little brother and other students and to create a legacy for yourself?
Yes.
How do you think you do that?
I think I do that by being involved, staying active, being recognized around school, and having a social life. I think it's very important to keep a balance between your social life and your academics. People just think about maybe it's all about school or it's all about your social life, but it's important to keep between both. And I like to stay involved within clubs and sports, and also hang out with friends and do homework after school in the library and keep a balance of everything.
Nice. Well, tell me about some of the activities and clubs that you've been involved in here at SLHS.
Okay, well, I've been involved with soccer, the cross-country team, the performance band from SLHS High School. I've also been involved with the National Honor Society. I'm currently the president of AVID. I've been with my class of 2019 club to fundraise for our graduation. I've also volunteered around campus. I'm currently a student worker. I just like to stay active around campus.
So you're involved in a wide variety of things?
Yes, very diverse.
So your sports, how many years have you been doing your sports?
I've been doing sports since my freshman year, cross country and soccer, yes.
Okay, and your clubs?
Clubs, also freshman year. I've been committed to AVID for 4 years.
Okay, and what does being president of the AVID Club mean to you? Or I guess what are some of your responsibilities as being that president?
I guess, like I mentioned before, it allows me to set the example for my AVID peers and for the rest of the underclassmen. Like we have the AVID freshmen, AVID sophomores and juniors. And being the president means to me being the high standard, like I mentioned, so they can look up to me and say that, okay, he's doing the right thing. And so I want them to follow the steps that I followed through high school, so they don't make mistakes. If they have any questions, any concerns, they can look up to me and I'll help them, I'll guide them to make the right decisions for after high school life.
Okay. Just some of the things you've been saying leads me to wonder, why is it so important to you to have younger generations look up to you, or to leave that kind of impact on those younger than you? Why is that so important to you?
I guess it's really important because I feel that I've had that help. I've had older friends that have graduated already from high school help me, and I want to do that. I want to do the same thing. Since they've helped me, they've guided me to take the right decisions through my high school years. I feel that I owe that to the underclassmen. I want to do the same thing, and I just want to. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I want to do what I've received. I want to give it back. I want to help them any way possible, like they've helped me.
Give it back, pass it on?
Yes.
Awesome. I was told you are a true student athlete, and it seems like that's actually the case, especially National Honor Society?
Yes, National Honor Society. Excuse me?
When were you inducted?
I was inducted my junior year. Since my junior year, it's the first year you can join, and I was inducted junior year and still a current member senior year.
Fantastic. I was also told you've been involved in CTY.
Yes, I've done CTY for 3 years, and since my junior high, and then my last year was during my freshman year. I've been to Rhode Island, where I took a logic course. I've been to Seattle University, where I took an engineering course, and my last year was at San Rafael, California, where I took a physics course.
How fun.
Yeah.
You've been a lot of places.
Yes, I've been all around.
All on your merit too, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So what kind of plans do you have for your future after high school, which is coming up pretty fast?
Yes, this is very fast. After high school, I'm planning to join Arizona State University.
Okay.
I plan to pursue a career in civil engineering. Ever since my father, he's a contractor in the Yuma area, and I guess that's where my likes and the foundation for engineering came up. Always seeing these structures and the houses being built, that's where my passion for construction began. So I want to do it to a higher scale, to a higher level. That's why I want to pursue civil engineering with a construction emphasis. You know, Phoenix is a rapid growing metropolitan area, and well, I want to be part of the industry. I want to work around the new hospitals, the new schools, everything that's going on in the Phoenix area, and that's where my plans lead, hopefully.
Awesome. And how has San Luis High School prepared you for that?
San Luis High School, I think I've been prepared with the people, the way we're all together, the community. It helps me learn different perspectives, people's minds, how people are very open-minded here at San Luis High School. I think it allows me to see different points of view to different aspects of anything. I mean, life, it could be academics, it could be anything. And I think it'll help me when I move on to the bigger city, to the bigger world, to understand other people's thoughts and views. I think that's how San Luis High School will help me in university and later on in life.
Awesome. Well, one last question for you. When you think about your high school experience so far,
Right.
and think about 4 or 5 years from now when you graduate with your civil engineering degree, and you're involved in those schools and hospitals and building all that for people, if you look back on your time at San Luis High School, what's one memory you think you will never ever forget?
Wow. Well, there's a lot of memorable moments, but I guess the one I'll remember the most is my most recent experience, which I think is my first year of my first day as a senior at San Luis High School. It got to the moment where it struck the reality that it's my last year at high school, that there's no more playing around, there's no more everything is serious, everything is coming up. 1 year goes by fast, and I think I'll remember it the most because I remember that day coming into school and seeing everything as usual, but just remembering that it's my first day, you know? It's the last time I'll come to high school as a senior, and it just made me realize that soon I'll move on to reality, to bigger things, and it made me feel motivated to do great things at San Luis High School this year.
That's fantastic, Angel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anney, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so again, my name is Anney Romo. I am a senior at San Luis High School, and something about myself is that I'm always pushing to, I guess, challenge myself and taking risks, because nothing good, something good might have happened, but nothing really outstanding has ever happened without risks.
So that's kind of what motivates you and what
Yes.
drives you every day?
Yes.
It's a big motivation, especially every day. I'm told you were a bit of a student athlete and a true definition of that. So can you tell me about some of your activities and sports that you do?
Well, I do 2 sports. I do both swimming and tennis, and I think what makes me an athlete is that I'm always pushing to be my best, even when I'm not maybe naturally the best. I'm always pushing to get better every day and fixing everything, every little error, something, working off feedback that they give me, and always, again, pushing to be better.
Okay. How about your activities, like clubs and different things that you do maybe outside of the classroom? And out of the pool and off the field and all that?
Okay. So the biggest activity that I do, I would say, would be student council. I am student body vice president, and it has had a huge impact on my life. I think I am the person I am today because of my student council advisor, Mr. Rebeck. And I also do, kind of branching out of student council, class of 2019, that is dedicated to fundraising money towards our graduation, and along other things I do National Honor Society, and I used to do Riot, Ridding Yuma Youth of Tobacco, that advocates for abstinence of tobacco and healthier youth.
Okay. I've also been told you've been involved in some summer programs over your last couple years at San Luis?
I have. I went to Hobie. It is Hugo Bryan Leadership Program. It is for incoming juniors, and what it is a summer program that is dedicated to shaping young minds to dedicate themselves towards service to others. So there were a lot of foundations there, like Make-A-Wish and others that gave presentations, a lot of entrepreneurs that went and gave presentations, and overall just advocated and inspired us to dedicate yourself to other people and do community service.
Okay, and how do you get selected for that? Is it something you just sign up for, or do you have to go through an application process?
Every school does it differently. What this school did is they chose the top 10 and they went off that list to see who could go, but other schools do it off applications, things you've been involved in, and just overall your personality and what you dedicate yourself to.
Okay, and you also did a math program over summer?
Well, I go to CTY, it's Center for Talented Youth, and I've been doing that for the past 3 summers. And in that summer program, you kind of get to pick your courses, and I am a math inclined person, so most of my courses were in the math field. My first year I did philosophy at Seattle. My second year I did paradoxes and infinities at Lafayette in Pennsylvania. And my third year I did introduction to engineering at Rhode Island.
Awesome.
Roger Williams.
So you've been traveling a lot then, based on your merits, yes?
Yes, really fun.
That's awesome. So, Anney, you are getting ready to graduate here pretty quick, yes?
Yes.
May? What are you going to be
Yes.
doing when you're done with high school?
I'm not completely sure of what my plans are for the future in terms of what I want to be, but I do know I want to go into either business or engineering, whatever type of engineering that may be, once I make my mind up. But although I'm not sure what I want to be, I am sure that I want to keep pushing myself and always trying to be the best person I could be and inspiring others along the way. So pushing others, because one thing that has really motivated me in high school is my friends and just the mutual support and just reminding each other, hey, you should do this, or hey, this application is due this day, or just giving each other words of advice. That is something I want to do to others, like give to others and just make friends like that and be that friend in college.
That's a good goal to have, especially for a future person you're going into. I know you haven't selected a field yet, but have you selected a school, or do you have a couple in mind?
I have a couple in mind,
Okay.
but it really all depends on, I guess you could say, the money and where you get accepted. But some of the ones I have in mind, I have them in like categories. So first it's the top schools, well, Ivy League and MIT, and then there's category number 2, the UC schools, so maybe UCLA or maybe even Caltech, and then category number 3, in-state schools, so ASU or U of A.
Awesome. And how has San Luis High School prepared you for your future?
San Luis High School has prepared me for my future, and again, the friends things, just the people overall that motivate you, the strong connections you make with people, and how easy they are, how relatable they are. Because everyone here is from the same background, same ethnicity, and most people your group of friends have the same goals and like pursuits in life. Maybe it's not necessarily the field you want to go into, but everyone has the same passion and drive to do things.
When you look back on your time at San Luis High School, like maybe 4 or 5 years from now, what's one memory you think you will never ever forget?
That is such a hard question.
I know.
But I think it would be my last day in swim at swim regionals, because I love swim with all my heart. Just the people there, the environment, everything, it is everything that I love. And just that, like that day is when I realized high school's over. Not high school's over, but high school is near an end. And if you want to make a change, if you want to inspire people, now is the time. Because if you don't do it now, then when? And one of my biggest things that I guess drives me is do things so maybe you'll regret losing, maybe you'll regret not winning, but it's better to regret that than to regret never even trying it, never putting yourself out there, never going for your goal.
That's a fantastic point of view. Thank you so much.
Thank you.